The Club World Cup group stages are finished, and now we advance to the knockout stages. Is this where it heats up? Welcome to the recap. We have very interesting matches in the knockout stages. Our first match, Palmeiras versus Botafogo. Manny, who do you have favorite on this one? It's an all Brazilian head-to-head knockout.
I think this is going to be a pretty close game. I don't see a blowout happening, but I give the edge to Botafogo. They played some pretty good competition. They showed up against Atletico, against PSG. I think it'll be a good game, but I think in the end, Botafogo will take it.
Piggyback off what you just said. I agree. Botafogo had the harder opponents. Palmeiras played against Miami, which they almost lost. They came back at the end of the game. I do agree that Botafogo had the harder challenge and made it to the next round, eliminating a European team. So we're both in agreement that we got Botafogo winning it.
Yeah, I think so.
What do we got? It like 2-1, 3-1, something very tight, right?
Yeah, something like a 3-1.
Next match, we have Benfica against Chelsea. Both European side. What are we thinking of this one?
Chelsea's gonna bottle this game. I got Benfica pulling off the upset. Chelsea did just win, what was it, Europa League, but that don't mean nothing. I'm gonna give it to Benfica on this one.
They both are coming in at the same level, same form. We all know Chelsea for the powerhouse they are in England. Benfica comes from the Portuguese league. It's not top four league, maybe. People see Chelsea and you associate Chelsea with a lot of years of success. But at this point, I feel like both of them are coming into this game at the same level. It's going to be a tight game. I can see Benfica beating Chelsea, but I can also see this going into extra times.
I don't think that's gonna be a blowout, so to say, but I give the edge to Benfica. They're constantly playing Champions League matches. They give Barcelona a run for their money. I think in the end Benfica will come out on top.
This is the one I'm not going to agree with you. I feel like Benfica has been having a hard time against the opponents they had. Physically, they were done. I think that's still going to haunt them a little bit. Even though I can see Chelsea bottling it, I'm going to give it to Chelsea. A very tight score, 2-1. 3-2, or even a 1-0.
I can see it going either way.
This next match we have is going to be an interesting match. Inter Milan versus Fluminense. Probably one of the best competitive matches we're going to have in the knockout stage.
I don't think it'll be too competitive. I got Inter just outclassing them in the end.
Really? I've seen Inter grow in this tournament, but they had a really hard knockout stage. The teams were that hard per se, and Fluminense is coming in hot. They're a good team. They didn't end up in first place. I also think this is going to be a very tight game.
I get it. You're still upset about them eliminating Barcelona, but it is what
No,
it is.
I'm not upset about them eliminating Barcelona. I am at shock. I'm like, how did this team eliminate you? It's a toss-up. It can go both ways. Inter versus Fluminense. You're going Inter. You know what, Manny?
Yeah.
I'll join you. Inter 1-0. 1-0
Yeah,
or 2-1.
I think the team morale was pretty low. They lost the Champions League in a pretty embarrassing way. They lost the league, they lost the
Very
cup.
embarrassing way.
So I think they just came into this, not in the best spirits, but I think they're bouncing back slowly.
Let's go to the last match, this side of the bracket. Man City versus Al Hilal. Who do we have in this one?
I actually think this is going to be a pretty close game. Al Hilal, they're not in a top 4, top 5 league, but they've got some very solid players out there. They gave Real Madrid a pretty good game. They're used to this heat. They're used to these conditions. And I think City still has the players to get the job done. There shouldn't be an excuse, but they've been pretty poor defensively. And maybe Al Hilal can expose that, but I think City will still be able to get a couple goals past them.
Pep said he was going to treat this tournament like a preseason tournament. I did not believe him. I'm sorry, Pep, for doubting you. He is literally treating this like a preseason tournament. He's rotating players. Haaland was a sub against Juventus. If there is a team right now to beat, if there's a team above all teams, it's Man City. Man City are playing at 50% maybe, and they're blowing out teams. Once Man City steps up the gas, I think it's over. Man City are currently the favorite team to win this Club World Cup.
I could see City advancing. I wouldn't say easily, but I do see them winning convincingly. Let's just see what happens.
I see like a 5-2 scoreline. And that's because what you said, City does have issues defensively, and sometimes Ederson plays balls that he shouldn't be playing. But outside of that, City's team is stacked. Like you see their bench, you see their starters. It doesn't matter who you put in; they're stacked.
With the amount of money that they spend, they've got quality pieces everywhere. So they should be able to pull this through.
It's gonna be interesting to see the Joao Cancelo versus Pep Guardiola matchup and see if Cancelo gets an extra boost because he used to be a City player, right?
It looks like a lot of teams just gave up on him, but maybe he can prove them wrong. He was a great fullback at one point.
Out of these four matches, which one is the most exciting for you?
I'm
Not
really
because of the
excited for that.
names, but because of what we're going to see on the field.
I think City versus Al Hilal is going to be a really good game.
I'm interested in the Palmeiras versus Botafogo. I think they're going to go at it for pride. No Brazilian team wants to get knocked out by another Brazilian team, and the fans are going to be incredible. The atmosphere is going to be incredible. The game should be incredible. That's going to be my most exciting match. But Manny, it was awesome having you, brother. Anything you want to say before we bounce?
And it's good to be here. Let's hope we get some quality matches.
All we love is football, man. We want great matches. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this type of content, make sure to like, share, subscribe, send it to anybody. I mean, anybody with some ball knowledge or zero ball knowledge. See you here next video.